can't tell you how fucking stupid I feel when I drink. I feel like such an idiot, man. I guess in a way you could say I'm like lucky to even be alive. I don't even know if I am alive, honestly, because I look around and I see the way the world is, and it seems like I feel like I'm in hell, you know? Can't seem to go a day without hearing looming fucking threats of World War III and total fucking global annihilation. I'll tell you what my dad just said to me. This is the kind of shit, you know? He said, "Oh, immigrants come." He sent me some email saying, "Oh, immigrants come." Somebody interviewed a bunch of immigrants, and they all asked where they can get work. How come foreigners are so much smarter than you, or whatever, right? Like, dude, you know what it's like to be. I mean, I'm fucking disabled, man. I have shit that goes on in my life that is so fucking crazy that, like, your average person, if they experienced like half the shit that I've gone through, they would be drooling in a fucking corner in some mental institution. I've thought about checking myself into a place or something just to, because I can't fucking take this shit, man. I'm fucking losing my shit, dude. I'm like fucking going batso because, like, I can't fucking hardly cope with this shit, man. This mode of existence fucking sucks, man. I don't know how fucking people do it, man. My dad, man, dude, this guy Garth, I don't know if I've talked about him that much. He's gone now. He like had organ failure from drinking so much and stuff, you know. But when he was around, like, I can't hardly. Have you ever been like in a haunted house or something where there's like poltergeist level activity? I fucking have. And half the time it would happen like as soon as him and my sister would show up, shit would get weird. I mean, it was like, you know, the devil's come home to roost or something kind of shit, you know? Even my mom's illness seemed to be connected to that shit, because I remember I used to pray for my mom and I'd see her heal up and she'd be better and she'd be healthy. She was healthier than I'd seen her in years right before she got sick. And I remember Garth and my sister had come over, because they'd come over on the holidays, you know, and that would be like the absolute worst time of the year. I would dread it like all fucking year. 6 months, a year before the holidays came, I would be like just thinking, oh, thank God I have these months before they're gonna show up, you know? Thank God that's, you know, it's so far away. And then when the holidays would come, I would just dread it. I would be sitting like, oh my God, please no, you know? I'd be trying to find. I remember I honestly thought about, like, I wish that I could afford back then to go, like, run off and stay in a motel or something during the holidays. Just get the fuck away from them, you know? From Garth, you know? But my sister was kind of, when she was with him, man, she was mean to me, like, too. She would always take his side. Everyone would always take his side. He could sit right there and say, and list off 100 ways that 100 different fantasy murder plots for ways he wanted to kill me right in front of everyone. And my mom and her husband would just sit there with like dumb looks on their faces, like they didn't even hear it or something. They just tune them out. And my sister would just, you know. I feel like I've just been in hell like for years and years, and it's huge contrast, man. Because my dad, I don't know, he was never perfect. He was always kind of somewhat of an abusive jerk, but he was a lot nicer than he is now. Like nowadays, it's like he's the most abusive, nasty, wicked, fucking mean person that I have in my life, basically. But it's like I got nothing. I got no one. Like, if he didn't cut me out of the will, I could have ended up having a house and having a happy life. Maybe would have been able to get married and fucking have, you know. But now it's like I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna even live. I'm kind of scared, you know. I don't want to die. I don't want to. I just want things to get better, man. But I don't know how they're gonna get better. You know, about just getting a job? Well, fuck, dude. It's easy for you to say. Easy for you to say. Just go get a job, but you know, I go work and then come back and stay in a motel forever, or like for how long? How long will I even be able to afford the motel? Even with a full-time job, you know? And I've been trying to buy or rent something for like a year, and I couldn't get anyone to sell me or rent me anything, basically, you know? Fucking motels have been all I've got, you know? But for how long, right? And they're so goddamn expensive that even if I had a full-time job, especially if they raise the price up to the normal price, like even with a full-time job, I'd just be in a motel, broke and penniless, basically. And to live off of food stamps or something. Although I probably wouldn't even be eligible for food stamps if I had a job. I'd probably lose my goddamn food stamps if I had a job. I'd be having to eat fucking top ramen and fucking peanut butter for what, you know? God, I used to have, when I lived, you know, at home before they sold that place, I had an entire, like, big freezer full of food. I had the pantry stocked to the gills with tons and tons of canned food, beans, rice, like everything you could imagine. I had like a freezer just full of bacon and pork chops and shrimp and crab legs and just every chicken and just I would barbecue. I'd cook stuff. You know, I would cook these big fucking meals and cook for everybody. Of course, nobody ever fucking really appreciated it. Just once, while my mom was alive, just once in my life, it would have been nice if I could have cooked the fucking meal for Christmas or Thanksgiving or something. That's one thing I kind of resent my sister for, is every fucking year they'd have her cook and she'd come over and she'd cook the meal. The whole rest of the year, almost every night, like if they didn't go out and buy burgers or something, like I would cook a great, like, good meal. And it was basically, for the most part, almost a totally thankless thing, you know? And then she would come over once or twice, you know, a couple times a year and just take over the kitchen on the holidays. and she'd be the big star, and everyone's, oh, it's so good, thank you, you know. And they'd give her, just shower her with praise and adoration for her meal that she cooked. Well, like, damn near every other day of the year, like, I was cooking fucking pork chop roasts and bacon and making BLTs for everyone and barbecuing up hamburgers and brats and barbecued chicken and, you know, tons of shit, you know. But, like, I'd be lucky if they even said thank you ever at all. And if they did, it'd be like, thanks, you know. But when she'd cook, it'd be like they'd just kiss her ass, basically, and shower her with praise for... I've got pictures of some of the meals that I cooked. It's like, I made awesome fucking meals, but I hardly even heard her to thank you, you know? I remember I built the steps in the back were like rotted out, falling apart. I tore the steps out and built new steps with a step kit, you know? And I just barely even got, oh, thank you. And then I remember trying to borrow, like, hey, can I borrow like $5 or $10 or something? Right? And they were just so fucking put out that I would dare to ask to borrow $5 or $10 after I just built fucking brand new steps, you know? And I at the same, around the same time, I'd like tore up floorboards and like replaced boards in the floor where there were holes in the floor and stuff, and I fixed other things that, you know, but like it was like no appreciation basically for anything that I ever did, basically, for the most part. I can't tell you how many fucking truckloads of shit that I hauled to the dump to try and clean up that place, and how many times I'd clean up and then my sister would come over and like fucking rifle through shit and just make a fucking huge mess out of some area that I'd just cleaned. Like, I'd clean up the entire porch and then she'd come over and just dig through, rifle through shit and just leave a huge mess. Or I'd clean up the fucking shed and organize things, and she'd come in and just rifle through shit, leave a huge mess. Did it all the fucking time, and nobody cared. Nobody ever fucking called her out on it. It was like, I'd spend fucking many hours or many days like fixing things and picking stuff up and organizing, and she'd just come over and wreck everything in like a single fucking day. Nobody said anything to her about it, you know? Oh. There was so much crap, just garbage piled up at that place that, I mean, you could fill up an entire dump truck and then have to come back for a second load, man. Or a third load, you know? That's how much crap there was. Just busted crap, old bikes and old, just tons of old, just garbage and crap that people had piled up, you know? We were like the people were just always bringing shit to the house and dumping it with us. We were like the goddamn the dump for the, you know, for the family. They just bring all their shit over when they moved or something and just dump it on our porch, dump it in our shed, you know. Oh man. And then I'd have to fucking try to organize it, clean stuff up, and have to take loads of shit to the dump. And then as soon as I cleared out space, people would bring over more shit that I'd have to clean up and fucking organize. And did anyone ever say, hey, thanks? Like, actually thank me, really? No, man. I wanted to borrow $5 or something. They'd be like, oh my god, how dare you, right? After I just fixed steps and fixed holes in the floor and fucking cleaned up the whole fucking goddamn shed, or, whatever, right? Cooked them a fucking pork chop roast with fucking mashed potatoes and fucking gravy, and, this is just, how dare you try to borrow $5? Oh, man. I'm so sick of fucking being a goddamn drunk and fucking making a fool of myself. I hate it, man. It's embarrassing, shameful, pathetic. And I know it, and I know I make a fucking ass of myself, and I probably piss people off, and fucking just an idiot, man. Just an idiot, because I guess I just feel fucking insecure, I feel like isolated and insecure, and I'm just fucking so sick of this I mean, I don't know. I hate it. I don't know, man. I freaked out because, like, I didn't know what to do. It's like everywhere I go, the fucking shit follows me. I could drive 100 fucking miles away or something, stay in some motel, and before I know it, I'd have somebody in the room right next to me or right above me, and I get fucking surrounded, like, by dangerous fucking people and shit, like, everywhere I go. Everywhere I fucking go, basically. And it's been my lot in life, just to be tormented and fucked with constantly and just totally gaslit. I don't know, man. So sick of it, man. It's like every time especially like when I sober up, right? It's like if I get drunk and fuck up, then all of a sudden things are peaceful or something, right? I end up acting like a psycho or like a fucking idiot, drunk as hell, but then I sober up for 4 or 5 days or something, and that's when all the crazy shit starts really happening, just fucking shit to drive me nuts, shit to keep me from being able to sleep, I mean, the amount of shit that like, there will be people just ranting and raving and screaming and cussing and screaming threats, and fucking people driving motorcycles out front of my fucking door and shit, revving their motorcycle, like, sirens and fucking gunshots and just all kinds of crazy crap, man. I can't tell you how many times when I was living out in the country, I'd be trying to fucking sleep and there'd be people shooting guns off in the yard behind my fucking head at like 5 o'clock in the goddamn morning and shit, Just fucking eruptions, like gunfire and explosions and horns honking and just anything just to fucking make it so I can't fucking sleep. And it would go on for days and days. I remember the neighbors across the street, man, they used to like have these loud fucking parties with like hundreds of fucking meth addicts and shit. And they knew I had a surveillance camera, so they would shine their fucking headlights at my surveillance camera and flash them off and on and off and on and off and on and off and on, just to fuck with my head, shine flashlights and laser pointers and shit at me, Before I had the surveillance cameras, though, there would be people wandering around the yard at night in the pitch black. Before I put up lights and cameras, there would be people like wandering around, creeping around outside my window and shit at night. There'd be people walking around the yard, people stealing shit from the yard, like in the middle of the fucking night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, you'd hear somebody banging into shit, tripping over something in the yard. I'd have to run out there, and then you'd hear him running away, fucking gate jingling. Fuck, man. That's the kind of shit that I deal with, man. It's I've had people just point guns at me like numerous times, man. And one time I had a bad foot injury, right? So I kind of do now, but I had like a really bad foot injury. I was hopping around on crutches, and this dude pulls out a Tech 9, pops a fucking magazine, shows me the magazine full of hollow points, pops it in, cocks the fucking hammer, points it at my head. I'm standing there on fucking crutches, you know, thinking, okay, I guess fucking lights out, you know. Like a couple years ago, I saw some neighbors like a few houses down that I didn't really know that well. It looked like they were having some big party, like a kegger or something, I thought, right? And I had a few beers and I'd ran out, you know. So I thought, hey, maybe I could run over there, pay them a little money or something, and get a couple of beers, you know. I thought. And I walk up to the driveway, and some guy pulls out like a 45 and points it at my head. Walked me down the fucking street back to the house. Like, I've had like just crazy shit, man. It's fucking scary, man, especially being alone, you know. Because there's these people that target me, you know, that fuck with my head and like just try to intimidate me and shit. There's always like, they're mobbed the fuck up, dude. They're fucking mobbed the fuck up, dude. They're gonna have like 20, 30, 40, 50 fucking people or something around them, right? I'm sitting here by my damn self. Oh, man. Or I can call up like one person, and the person I call is like more like on their side or something than me, you know? Like, fuck. That's why I think, like, maybe this is hell or something, right? I don't know. But I don't know what the hell I did to fucking deserve hell, to deserve this shit. I mean, I wasn't perfect. I don't think I was that bad of a guy. I don't think I'm that bad of a guy most of the time. So when I drink, I fucking stupid. But I drink because I'm just being constantly fucked with, basically, when I don't drink. When I don't drink, shit gets fucking weird. Shit gets crazy. Like, super crazy. And the longer I go without drinking, the crazier shit gets. It's like, I mean, fucking batshit crazy. Like, just really weird shit. Like, fucking Twilight Zone. It's spooky. But it's hard to explain shit to people, you know? To explain what I go through, and nobody gives a damn, you know? What it feels like to be me is like, imagine even the people that seem like they act like they want to help and they care about you, right? In my life, it's like I could be starving, like haven't eaten in a week, fucking starving kind of shit, right? And I could sit with one of these people that acts like they want to help and say please, and they could be sitting there with like a, you know, bag full of sandwiches or something, I could be like, please, I'm starving, please help me. And they'll say, oh, that sucks. It's terrible that you're starving. I feel bad about it. It's terrible. I wish you weren't starving. Gee, I'd really like to help you, but, you know. And then they just walk away with the bag of sandwiches and don't give me shit, you know. That's like the situation. That's what it's like, you know. And then on the other end of the spectrum is like the people that are like, fuck you, I'm gonna eat this sandwich in front of you and laugh in your face about it, you know? Right? Ha ha ha. You know? I don't know, man. My dad is so fucking mean to me, man. The nastiest fucking person in my life, basically. So, I still love him because it's like, you know, he's my... I don't know, man. I'm honestly don't even know if he is my dad anymore. Sometimes I wonder if, like, I died and I've just got these fake people around me. These fake, like, poor representations of the people that I used to know, you know, that are just like basically possessed or something, or I don't know. Yeah, this phone feels like it's about ready to burst into flames. Thing's hot. That's what happens when I try to make a video or talk about anything real. Like, my electronics get fucked up. Like, dude, yeah, that's how I know it's like a spiritual attack. The shit is real, man. When I moved, dude, last room I was in, I get a room that's like super fucking infested with cockroaches. Just all over the place. I was getting bit by a bunch of cockroaches, had bug bites all over me. I'm fucking squishing them constantly. All day, all night, fucking having to squish these goddamn things. And when I move out of the room, they put me in another room. My TV box and my fucking power strip and my external hard drive just like crashed. Like they got hit by a fucking EMP or something. And then half the time, like if I try to make a video or something, like my phone will go from 100% to like 0 in the blink of an eye. Just dead, you know. Will not fucking charge. I've had times where my phone is like dead for like multiple days because I tried to talk about something real or something and the thing just dies and it refuses to charge. I've had all kinds of shit go out. Dude, I used to have computers just die on me. I'd build a computer, right? I built like a half a dozen fucking computers from computer parts. And every single fucking one of them crashed right when someone would be like, yeah, hey, I want to buy your computer. I'd be like, hey, cool. And I'd go plug the computer in just to double check it before I sold it, and the thing would crash. Blue screen of death or black screen of death, you know. Just fucking gone. I put fucking days into like fixing them and setting them up, and then the second that somebody wants to pay me for them, they crash, you know. That's the kind of shit that happens, man. Or I start watching something on YouTube or on TV or something that's inspirational, that's helpful to me or something, and the TV will fucking break, right? Or the cable loses signal and goes out. I remember I've had times where it'd been so bad that when I was more Christian, I'd want to call like prayer hotlines or call a church or something. And I'd try to call one number after another, and it would just be nothing but static. Or like nobody would answer the phone anywhere. Or if I did ever get anyone on the phone, it'd be somebody that didn't seem to give a damn about anything I had to say or anything that was going on in my life. They'd just be like pretending to listen and just ignoring me completely, you know? But no, I was talking about like the supernatural sort of shit, the way the electronics get fucked with. I have pictures of some of the goddamn things, you know? But what happens in my life, man, it's real shit, man. It's no bullshit, man. There's just crazy weird shit. Imagine if you were like imagine if you were experiencing something that was like poltergeist level haunting kind of shit, right? And everyone in your family just acts like you're imagining things and gaslights the fuck out of you, you know? Like that's what it's like, man. It's like I don't know, imagine if every time you step foot out the door, somebody runs up and beats the shit out of you. And you walk inside and you're like just bleeding and cut and you're like, help, help. And you say this person the shit out of me. And then your whole family and everyone just looks at you and says, you must be imagining things. You look fine to me. Right? Fuck. This is like, I mean, in technical terms, I suppose I would be considered to have mental illness for the stuff that I've dealt with, but the shit's real, man. I mean, what can I say, man? It's fucking real. It you know, when real shit happens, you know. I mean, what does it help to say it's a mental illness or something when you fucking are really going through something and then you're just getting gaslit by everyone saying, oh, you're imagining things. Oh, it's a mental illness. Like, fuck. I have dealt with like poltergeist level haunting sort of shit off and on, mostly happening almost all the fucking time. I mean, you know what it's like to have things like grab you, touch you, shock you, zap you, hit you that aren't even, you don't see anything, but something is just attacking you. Like, I mean, why did my electronics fail? Why? Is it fucking magic? Like, what the hell is it? I don't know what to do, man. Fuck. Alright, I guess I gotta get off of here. Battery's about dead on this damn thing. I'm so sick and tired of fucking being abused, man. I'm so sick and tired of fucking feeling Like I have to be fucking scared all the goddamn time. There's always something out to get me, always someone out to get me. Like my whole fucking everyone just turned their back on me and spit on me or left to be fucking raised by wolves or whatever. Fuck. I guess in technical terms, officially I would be considered to have mental illness or whatever. I mean, I can't seem to cope with the way the world is, man. I'm not built that way. I'm not built for this shit, you know? My dad don't give a shit. No, man. Pretends like he wants to help me or something, but he just abuses me and screams and cusses me out and insults me and just rips my fucking heart out basically over and over. It's like he gets off on hurting me, you know? To have someone that you looked up to your whole childhood, that you thought of as a hero, you know? Your best friend just turn on you, stab you in the fucking back, basically, you know? It sucks. Fuck, I hate it, man. I don't want to fucking... I'm so sick of the drunk bullshit, man. I don't know. I've thought about checking myself into rehab or something, but I'm not sure what good it would do, you know? So I'm just gonna get out of there and fucking what, be homeless when I get out? Have to go pay fucking $2,400 a month to rent a fucking shitty motel room till I'm homeless in a fucking few months or something. Even if I get a job, it would just be barely scraping by and be stuck, basically. Not able to move forward or move ahead or get anywhere, basically. Because I just wouldn't get paid enough, you know? And it'd probably take me months or something to even get a job. By then, where the fuck am I supposed to sleep, you know? Fuck. I'm so tired of it, man. Fuck, I want to go home. I hate being a fucking drunk. The thing is, like, I feel like I could stop, you know? I do, but in fact, the drinking is just my way of, like, it's like a coping mechanism, you know? It's like, oh, I've been getting fucked with so hard for like a week or something. I haven't slept and I haven't had a decent meal and I just sick as hell. And I just want to not feel so frustrated and so fucking. So I drink just to drown my pain, just to try to escape from my fucking screwed up reality. And it just ends up making everything worse, though. It's not good. But the shit does seem to die down when I drink for a while. Because I don't know, I guess I'm doing what the fucking bastards want me to do. They want me to drink myself to death. So they're perfectly happy to let me do so. I quit drinking, that's when shit gets real fucking crazy. The longer I sober up and try to do the right things, well, then I get like screwed with on a whole other level. Yeah, another example of something that just doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't know, I shouldn't get into it. I think I've mentioned this before, but like, I don't know, I don't even want to fucking talk about it right now. I was gonna say, like, mention the fact that like a couple times this has happened. It sounds totally nuts, but I was driving down the street, right? And there's like a pickup truck and two cars, different types of cars. These three vehicles seem to be evenly spaced, driving kind of in a row, and they drive past, and it sounds like the engines sounded identical. It sounded like race cars driving past, right? Like NASCAR or something. Like they shouldn't have sounded like that, but they did. But I've had weird shit like that happen. Like I've experienced things that would fucking like scare the ever living shit out of anybody that's seen the shit that I've seen. I saw the moon reverse course in the sky one time. It went like up and to the right, and then back down and to the left, and then back up and to the right. I shit you not, dude. I've seen the moon so huge that like bigger than you could imagine. I've seen the sun bigger than you can imagine. I've seen the sun and the moon in the sky at the same time. I've seen one time when I was a kid, when I was like 16, I walked out. I walked all the way from town out to the country house that I grew up in. Must be 20 something miles or something I walked. In cowboy boots, nonetheless. But I looked up at the moon that night, man, when I got into the little town I grew up in. I look up at the moon, and I swear to God, I saw a fucking dragon fly in front of the moon. I don't think I've ever told anyone that, but it sounds fucking nuts, dude. I've seen fucking UFOs like many times, many times. There's this big fucking UFO that flew over the house, the place that I used to live, right before this. This is probably 2020, maybe 2021. And I hear what sounds like fighter jets or something, like sounds like Blue Angels or something, like, a group of fighter jets or something flying. I hear this noise, and I open the curtains and I open the window and I look up thinking I'm going to see some jets come. But what do I see but this huge triangle shaped fucking craft flies over at low altitude. I mean, this thing was bigger than like the biggest cargo plane, You ever see these big cargo planes that like the army uses and stuff? This freaking thing was slow moving, just kind of hovered at low altitude, came in over the trees, and the next thing I know, it's, I don't know, hours like it's like it goes from being daylight to now suddenly it's nighttime, and I completely forgot about it until months later. I remembered, like I blacked it out, like my memory had been erased or something. I, Dude, I've seen a bunch of fucking weird shit, man. It just sounds nuts, though, to talk about it. But what's a guy to do, you know? Ow. Oh, God, ow. Imagine experiencing shit like that and you're not able to talk about it because people just think you're nuts if you talk about it. They say, eat a job. Like, dude. I'm getting my fucking memory erased by a fucking UFO or some shit, right? And getting fucked with on a daily basis, basically. By like fucking perps targeting me. I don't even have a fucking home, but I'm supposed to go get a job. Like, fuck me.